Have you ever had your marriage counselor suggest a throuple? Lorraine and I were sitting in Dr. Winters' beige office for our 8th session when she dropped a suggestion that made us both forget why we were fighting about the dishwasher. Have you considered opening your relationship to a third partner? She asked, adjusting her glasses like she'd just suggested we try yoga. My coffee mug froze halfway to my mouth. Lorraine's pen fell from her hand onto her color-coded notes. I'm sorry, what? Lorraine managed. A polyamorous arrangement, specifically a committed throuple. It could address several of your core issues. We'd come to counseling because I worked too much and Lorraine felt neglected. Normal problems, boring problems, not add another person to this disaster problems. Dr. Winters, I said carefully, we can barely coordinate our Google calendars. You want us to add a third person? Hear me out, she said, pulling up a PowerPoint, an actual PowerPoint titled Polyamory as a Solution to Marital Stagnation. You prepared slides? Lorraine whispered. I've been thinking about your case all week. Felix works 70 hours managing his restaurant. Lorraine, you're lonely but also need significant alone time for your writing. A third partner could provide companionship when Felix works and give you space when you need it. That's not how relationships work, I protested. She clicked to the next slide. A triangle with our names and a question mark. Traditional monogamy isn't working for you. That's why you're here. We're here because Felix forgot our anniversary, Lorraine said. 3 years running, Dr. Winters added helpfully. A third partner would likely remember. This is insane, I said. Is it? Dr. Winters leaned forward. You both mentioned feeling like something's missing. Maybe that something is someone. Lorraine was studying the PowerPoint with her analytical face. What kind of person would even want to join our mess? No, I said. We're not considering this. Dr. Winters clicked again. The slide read, ideal third partner characteristics with bullet points. Organized but flexible, she read. Comfortable with Felix's schedule. Shares Lorraine's creative interests. Possibly vegetarian to bridge your dietary divide. You've thought about this way too much, I said. I found someone, she announced. The room went silent, except for the white noise machine that suddenly sounded like screaming. You've what? Lorraine asked. My neighbor Ezra. Graphic designer, excellent cook, recently single, loves historical documentaries, Felix, just like you. Writes poetry, Lorraine, like you. Already asked if you'd be interested. You discussed our marriage with your neighbor? I was on my feet now. Only theoretically. Ezra's also my patient. Different issues, but compatible neuroses. That's unethical, Lorraine shouted. It's creative problem solving. Look, just meet for coffee. No pressure. She pulled out her phone and showed us Ezra's photo. Attractive guy, maybe 35, holding a rescue dog and wearing a shirt that said pros before bros. He seems nice, Lorraine said, then caught herself. But still no. One coffee. Dr. Winters pressed. What could go wrong? Everything, as it turned out. We met Ezra that Saturday, mostly to prove to Dr. Winters how insane this was. He was waiting at the cafe with 3 different beverages. I didn't know what you liked, he explained nervously, so I got coffee, tea, and a smoothie. Dr. Winters said you were beverage incompatible. She told you that? I asked. She gave me a dossier. He pulled out a literal folder. Your food preferences, sleep schedules, favorite movies, conflict styles, and something called intimacy languages. Lorraine grabbed the folder. It was 20 pages long with charts. This has our credit scores, she said faintly. Mine's in there too, Ezra offered. 780. Dr. Winters said financial compatibility matters. We should leave, I said. Wait, Ezra said. Can I be honest? This is crazy. Dr. Winters cornered me at the mailbox and said she had the perfect couple for me. I thought she meant for friendship. Then she started talking about polyamory and shared Google calendars and I nearly ran. So why are you here? Lorraine asked. Curiosity? Loneliness? The same reason I assume you're in counseling. Something's not working. He paused. Plus, she said you had a restaurant and I really like food. Despite everything, I laughed. That's the worst reason to join a relationship. Is it worse than PowerPoint slides? We ended up talking for 3 hours. Ezra was funny, self-deprecating, and completely honest about thinking this was insane. He showed us Dr. Winters' text messages, which got progressively more unhinged. This one just says, think about the tax benefits, he read. She sent us one about health insurance, Lorraine admitted. By the end, we'd exchanged numbers, not as potential throuple members, but as survivors of Dr. Winters' relationship ambush. We should file a complaint, I suggested. Or, Ezra said, we could all show up to your next session and tell her we're moving to Vermont to start a commune. That's exactly what we did. Dr. Winters nearly cried with joy until we explained we were joking. She called us emotionally stunted and fired us as clients. Lorraine and I found a new therapist who helped us actual issues. We're doing better now. And Ezra, he comes for dinner every Thursday. Strictly platonic, though he does make amazing vegetarian lasagna that solved our dietary divide. Dr. Winters still emails occasionally with polyamory success stories. We forward them to Ezra, who responds with increasingly absurd photos of the 3 of us doing mundane activities with captions like thriving throuple loads dishwasher together. Last week she sent a new PowerPoint. When 3 becomes 4, expanding your polycule. We blocked her.